Welcome to the ShowMeVax training for adding new patients using your ShowMeVax login. We're going to log into the system. You're going to come to the home screen. You're going to click on over here on the navigational menu. You're going to click on the plus for patients. We're going to click on search. You're going to search. Name, first name, last name, date of birth, and gender. If you do not know how to spell a name or it's an unusual spelling, we recommend that you use the first three letters of the last name and the first three letters of the first name with the gender and date of birth. This way it narrows it down by date of birth and gender. However, it's broad enough to capture those different nuances in the spelling of the name. And we're going to click search. And as you'll see on the search results, there are no results. That means this client is not in ShowMeVax and does not have a record in ShowMeVax. So to add a new client, we're going to click on New Patient. If there was any other information, we do recommend that you use the middle legal name of the client, such as the last name, first name, and middle name or middle initial to help with searching and identifying clients to avoid creating duplicates. Click Create, and then you're going to come to their demographics page. Anything that has a red asterisk is a required field. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do their VFC eligible. If you are not a Vaccines for Children program provider, or if you are and they are not eligible, do not meet any of these criteria, then you would just mark them as not VFC eligible. Other information, primary contact, you need to add. If they go by a nickname, this is where you would put their nickname. So their legal name would be what you registered them by. And if they go by a nickname or a different spelling, then you would go ahead and you would enter that alias. That way you can search for that particular individual by their nickname. Health insurance information. And then you could also mark if they're primary, if they've got Medicaid. You can also do Medicaid and put their DCN number in here. Contact information. If they have a cell phone. If it's an adult, you can also put the work number and an email address. These are not required. It's just additional information on your client. If the client is homeless or in a shelter, you can check this box. And by checking it, it will not require you to enter a mailing address. We're going to go ahead and just enter. And then if the mailing address is the same as the physical address, you can copy the mailing address to the physical address, and it will pre-populate this section down here. You also have race and ethnicity, birth information. If this was information that came through our vital records load, then that information would be pre-populated. You can also list the mother's name, not required. And then, of course, the father's name. And then we'll click Update. And now this client will be listed in ShowMeVax. If you come to when you're searching for them and you come to them and let's say you just need to update their health insurance information, you could either choose to scroll down or you can click on one of these links and this will take you straight to that section for updating. Just make sure that you hit the update button when you have completed. Links, you can, if you're a Vaccines for Children provider, if you wanted to see what their VFC history, eligibility history was. You can print that off also as well. This is where you would do their official immunization record. That you can print off. And of course, there's nothing there because he's brand new to your clinic. But once you start filling it in, anything with a red exclamation point means that dose is invalid due to age requirements or the interval spacing interval was not met. It will list here in the last column the next due date they are for in the series of the vaccine. If they're overdue, that date will be red, and then if they're complete for that series, it will say complete. And we will also on the influenza only list the last three influenza dates that they have received the flu vaccine. If there is more information that you need to capture on this client, like exemptions, you would go over here to the navigational menu and go to any one of these modules. Like if they had an exemption, we can click on exemption, add exemption. Let's say it was the parental decision. Parental decision is the only one that requires an expiration date. And then you would select the vaccine that they receive, that they're refusing, or they don't want their child to have, or they don't want to have. Click the single arrow to bring that one vaccine over. If it was multiple, you would just hold the control key and highlight them. Or if it was all of them, you would hit the double and bring them over and then just hit create. And then we'll add that exemption in there. Same thing if they've got precautions or contraindications, you can click on here, add precautions and contraindications. There's the list here. You would just select if it has an expiration date, you would put an expiration date and then hit create if they happen to have any. And that is how to register new clients within ShowMeVax. Thank you.